We are back. We took a week off last week. That was some technical difficulties, but we are here again to review Blade Runner 2049. Thank you for watching us. I am your host, Steve. Today we have with us Mr. Johnson,
VAR, as I like to be called.
as he likes to be called, and Mr. Woods.
What up? What up?
All right,
Back at
ready,
it.
ready to get into this thing.
Sir.
So,
Fucking thing sucked.
okay, all right. We just okay, all right. So
Off the rip.
off the rip. Well, I think we can just start with you and
Start it up. Word.
We'll see what you liked about it.
What I liked about it was that it was over.
Okay, okay.
What I thought about the movie was, it was an hour and a half too long.
Okay.
What is the total runtime?
2 hours and 44 minutes.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half too long.
So he would have been cool with an hour 15, right?
Hour 15.
Yeah.
Is that about right? Is my math intact?
It's late.
Pretty
but,
much.
But it's late.
All right.
The
Hour
whole
and
time,
14.
it took too long for spoilers, but too long for Harrison Ford to show up.
Okay.
Because it's like, he's the star. I mean, you would think because he was in the original Blade Runner. And I get it for whatever story they were trying to tell.
Yeah, but this was Kay's movie. It wasn't Deckard's movie.
Word.
Mind you,
Did you give
This is the good.
did you give a flying hoot about this guy, Ryan Gosling or whatever his name is?
I did.
You sure you did?
I did.
You weren't
Sorry.
waiting. You weren't waiting for Harrison Ford to show up the whole time.
No, because I'm gonna say it would have been if they had to use him as a crutch, then it would have just been like a rehash of the old movie.
Yeah.
And this was like it was tasteful. That's what I'll say. The way they use Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
His presence was there, but
they let him just throw punches and dudes is just taking the punches because they could clearly whoop his old ass.
it could. He
He's
got
still like,
tired in the middle of it.
well, he wasn't there to beat up on Decker anyway, so he was letting him get his hits in to show that he's a friend. not a
Back
foe.
to it was just not intriguing to me at all.
Why? Is that because there wasn't enough explosions?
Nah, it was just too long, and it was boring to me. Just the whole. I mean, because if, like you said to me in the theater, it's just like if you were a fan of the original, you would like it. But if you didn't like the original, you wouldn't like this. And you told me that the original was widely disliked. That's why there's so many cuts of it for them to try to improve it because so many people didn't like it.
It's
So-
not that they didn't
That's
like
not
it.
No,
they
is that the
didn't get it.
director? I don't know if my
Ridley.
voice is coming in good, but I don't know if it's that the director just didn't like the theatrical release and he felt that it wasn't true to his vision. But from what I saw from this, I didn't care for the movie.
But
I mean,
what?
up until Harrison Ford showed up, I really didn't.
So
care.
you just didn't like anything about the movie.
nothing at all.
What happened to the good?
This guy was
This
okay.
is the good. This is
Let me-
what
let
he's
me
supposed to
tell-
be
let me
telling
tell
us
you
what he
about this
liked
movie.
about the movie.
Fair enough.
Ryan Gosling's character, EF
K.
whatever letter of the alphabet his
Elemental
stupid name
P.
was. Elemental P. Whatever
Elemental
it
P.
was, right? K. But
K.
whatever his name was, right? The whole time he's going around killing his own kind because that's what the hell he's told to do. And then you're supposed to feel sympathy for him, because he feels that he's the one. I'm not going to say too much in the way of spoilers. We'll talk about that later. But
I mean,
you're supposed to feel
the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, the
This
cat's
is
already out of the
spoilers
bag.
review.
But you're supposed to feel sympathy for the guy. But I don't give a crap about him. The whole time I'm just waiting. It's just like, I can't wait till you get a taste of your own medicine and they coming for you. Because it's just like you just going around killing your own kind because they told you to. You don't question it at all.
Okay.
But now since it affects you, now I'm supposed to feel sympathy for you or, whatever. The whole time I was just waiting for, when he died, at the end I was like, yeah, good for your ass. You needed that.
I mean,
Karma came for you.
okay.
He kind of redeemed himself, but I didn't feel like, oh, whatever. I was like, that's what the fuck you better had did when you killed the good Batista in the beginning. Well, he told you because you never seen nothing beautiful, and then you thought you was something beautiful, so I'm supposed to feel sympathy for you? No, nigga. And when they told you, oh, you thought you was the one? You thought you was the one?
That was a clutch scene. All right. I don't know how that qualifies as what you liked about the movie, but
I didn't say I didn't like nothing about it.
All right,
it was trash.
Hey, well, I guess we know what you didn't like.
He liked
trash.
that it was over.
I told you that from Rip. I said when it was over. Exactly.
Mr.
Y'all was paying
Woods.
attention.
Right.
Mr. Woods.
Yo.
What did you like about this film? Blade Runner 2049, directed by Denis Villeneuve, cinematographer.
Yeah,
Roger Deakins.
The cinematography was amazing. The visuals were amazing. The audio was amazing. Although
by the way, it's a little redundant when you say cinematography and visuals, but for future reference.
Semantics.
Well, thank you for helping me out.
Anytime.
Big words.
I appreciate it.
Big words.
But
all good things.
I thought even though the audio got a little jarring with some of the songs
the soundtrack or whatever they were playing.
I don't know if that was a song.
Right, it was noise. It was just noise.
It was annoying. It was just like they're showing a wooden horse. It's like wooden horse. Who cares?
So there
not to cut you off, but I'm just saying.
No,
I agree.
It's all good. I agree with you. It's all good. It was very jarring, or whatever. But for what he worked with, it was dope. There could have been some things that could have seen more of. I felt that the story,
they didn't show you enough of everything.
In a 3-hour movie, I felt like there could have been more cowbell. There could have been more cowbell.
I will say there was a good thing about it. There was a lot of titties in it.
Okay,
that's the only good thing about the movie. It's a rated R movie, people. There was a lot of breasts.
So
okay,
it was artistic. I felt that the artistry of the film
of the nipple
did its thing. You know what I mean? That showed through.
I'm sorry, I'm loopy, people.
So I don't know, but I mean, I can kind of weave more into it, but in just the general concept of what did I like about it, I like the artistry, the visuals, as you said, cinematography, visuals, tomato. Same thing.
But I agree. I concur.
That was dope. The audio was dope.
You said you didn't like anything about it.
No, it looked good.
You absolutely said you didn't like
it. It looked good. That don't mean it's a good movie.
So there's something you liked about it.
The breasts and that it looked good. It doesn't make it an interesting movie.
I also enjoyed the tie-in because there was a 30-year gap.
Right.
Oh, the way they made it, yeah.
Even though there are some bad that we'll get into later about that gap being explained or not being explained, I do like that there was a significant tie-in as to Decker's character and Kay's emergence as a character on screen.
Okay.
Did you feel the movie was too long as well?
We'll get to what he didn't like in a minute. So, I liked this movie a lot. I don't know if you noticed this, but while we were watching it, I kept leaning forward. I was on the edge of my seat.
No, you wasn't.
Can I say something?
To speak.
You were doing that so you could stay awake.
No, because I had a Red Bull right before the movie.
Lies.
I literally went and bought a Red Bull
in contrast,
to watch that.
In contrast to you leaning forward, I kept leaning to the side, and I told you at least 15 times this movie is trash.
You did, and I kept telling you I don't agree with you. It's because you didn't get it.
So why did you find the movie?
So the eye candy alone was enough to keep me interested.
Shit, huh?
How the shots were composed, the cinematography that you spoke of, right. But and again, Roger Deakins, you got to look out for some of his other work, Shawshank Redemption. Sicario.
You said he did Arrival, right?
He did The Arrival also.
This
guy's
okay.
This guy's
pretty
he's
clutch.
Out there.
Yeah,
he's out there. He's doing this.
But he works with Denis Villeneuve a lot recently. Okay. And again, can't say it again enough. Denis Villeneuve, who his next project is Dune. I don't know if you people remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
it's a movie about sand.
You know about David Lynch's Dune. First of all, Dune was like Star Wars before Star Wars was Star Wars.
Yes, sir.
But
I
anyway,
haven't seen that movie since probably the late 80s or early 90s.
This film makes me more excited for Dune, and somebody has a sword. Why don't you show him the sword, buddy? A little bit higher. There he is.
This is a genuine Hattori Hanzo. Straight from Japan.
It is straight from Japan.
Hattori Hanzo. Leave it at that. Shh.
All right. So, cinematography was amazing, and I thoroughly enjoyed the runaround, the mix-up of, well, is he the son of Deckard? Or is he not the son of Deckard? And I was on it for a while, and then I leaned over.
The kid is
and
not
I
my
said, you know
son.
what if it's not him?
No.
And so that to me was an intriguing story, and I have some
It was
theories
so hilarious.
that I'm gonna.
Oh, you thought you was the one?
He thought he was the one. I thought he was the one for a second too, but then I was like, that's too easy because
Hilarious.
there's another hour in the movie, so they couldn't be telegraphing it like that. That he
That's
was the
so
one.
sweet. That's so cute.
So-
you thought you were special.
But so
Clown.
the mystery, and then there was just so many callbacks. Like it felt like the original movie to me.
See, maybe that's the
Okay.
problem.
And I watched the original movie maybe like almost not a year ago, maybe 6 to 8 months ago, just because I was interested in what is the definitive cut. And by the way,
Not
the
the
definitive
theatrical
cut is not the definitive cut.
Not the deli cut.
No. You want the director's cut.
The director's cut,
For the
the
definitive
butcher's
cut.
cut.
See, but you're a movie buff.
And
You
and
like
here
all that
was
shit.
here
the
was
original
the thing.
was directed by Stanley Kubrick.
No, man,
Who
Ridley
directed
Scott.
that? Ridley Scott. I don't know movies. man. You're a
God
movie buff.
damn, man.
I don't know these things.
No, so
That's Clockwork Orange. I'm
yes,
effing up.
yes. No, but I said this before. If you did not, and I said this to you, if you did not like the first one, you were probably not gonna like this. But this, to me, did not betray the original
legacy?
Blade Runner.
No,
and
not at all.
And the reason Denis Villeneuve said that he wanted to direct this thing, because he said if anyone else directed it,
They would
they
F
would
it
have
up.
effed it up. Those were his exact words. Like he didn't want
He
anybody
actually
else to
said
F. it up.
F.
He
He
said
said
F.
expletive.
Expletive, yes. So
You see, folks, I can censor myself.
Once in a blue.
Once in a blue.
When,
Once in a-
when
What
the,
I'm conscious, because sometimes it just
when the right person tells
just-
you
it just flies out. Sometimes
1.5 million.
I go with a vibe. Hey,
Yeah.
1.5, man.
to 1.5.
1.5.
They can't be wrong,
And
right?
he told me, yo, Brad, son, you understand, Brad. So
Okay.
gonna try to get on
Okay.
that.
Hey, you know, I guess it
Baby
got-
steps.
Sure, I'll take it. I'm all about results.
Hey,
But
I'm
anyways,
learning.
So it felt true to the original. I liked what was going on with Kay. I liked the misdirection that was going on, and the cinematography was great. Now, not that you didn't already tell us this, what did you not like about this, Mr. Johnson?
What did I not like about it?
Yeah,
Man, y'all heard all that already. It's trash. It was too long. The
didn't have
story
enough
was dry.
explosions.
It wasn't enough explosions. This dude
It
was
wasn't
a douche.
enough people
He
getting
killed
punched
my
in the
dude
face.
Batista. I don't like that he was shucking and jiving for the man.
Okay, you understand though.
That's
that-
his job, but
No,
that's
no,
your
no.
own kind.
No.
Wait,
Here's
what?
Here's the thing. Let me explain something
Hold
to you.
up.
As a replicant, this new model of replicants, they are not. They don't have the option to disobey. This is
Because
what.
they'll kill your ass.
Not that they'll kill you.
No,
it's
it's
hard
programmed,
coded
yeah,
into
it's
you
programmed
to,
into them.
to not disobey.
To
So
be of
what's
service
happening
to
is
humans.
Oh, you talking about when they go in there and they brainwash him and say
that's
you know,
to
this-
check if he's
yeah.
still calibrated. So
it's like the Winter Soldier.
yeah, the whole point of
You
these
say
new,
this stuff and then boom.
And again, you didn't see the first one. So in the first one, replicants had an expiration date. So if after, I think it was 8 years,
4.
4
the
years,
original replicants had 4 years.
and then they would just die, right?
Yeah.
That's the lifespan of these replicants.
I believe the Nexus 6. I should be looking. this
Yeah,
up,
but the
I believe
Nexus
it's the
8.
But
Nexus 6,
all
the
of these
Nexus 8.
obviously live to old age.
No, they do. But again, so what happened
Even
was
the new ones. Sorry to cut you off really
So
quick.
why should they not be allowed to live? They living.
No,
they,
time out.
They didn't do nothing to nobody. They completed. They doing their job. So why kill them? Because you made them. So you can have a right to kill life.
because they don't
No,
look
go
at them as life.
Well, they are.
Well, then that's the whole point of Blade Runner. So maybe you did like it.
No, I didn't like
Dun,
it. It's a
dun.
stupid concept.
Oh, you think they're
Aw.
alive?
Nah. How are they not alive?
You care for them.
Oh, they don't have
You
kids?
think they have
Harrison
feelings?
Ford wasn't busting nuts?
Was Harrison Ford a replicant?
I didn't see the original. So
No. What
No,
that's the big
question.
unanswered
That's the
question
unanswered
in the
question.
original movie.
Yeah.
So was Harrison Ford or Deckard, was he a replicant? And no one really has
I
the
was
answer
guessing
to
that he is.
And they played it both ways in this. I don't know if you caught the line where his partner said he wasn't long for this world. That was a reference to the fact that the Nexus 8s or Nexus 6s didn't live longer.
Right.
But there were some that were living past their expiration date. And he said, "Well, how did you
Exactly.
know that? Why do you say that he wasn't meant for this, he wasn't long for this world?" He's like, "I saw something in his eyes." Right? Which is the barcode on their eyes. So in the original, again, this is
So
what
does Harrison Ford have the barcode on his eye?
nobody knows. Because when they were going to test him in the original, the conversation went someplace different.
But remember, he said how he asked them, so how did he get free or something like that, or what did he wish for? And he said I guess he wanted new eyes.
Something like that.
It was something along those lines. Or
So-
whatever.
so,
You might
but
be
that-
botching up
But
the
see,
line, but it was
everybody
something along
ain't
those
seen the
lines.
original movie, so yeah, I shouldn't have to have seen the original movie to enjoy some shit that came out 30 years later.
I mean, maybe.
Well, as a standalone, he doesn't like it. That's his opinion.
Every
right?
movie should be able to stand alone.
I do think it stood alone.
You can't say that because you was referencing It last time. You was going back and forth to the old It.
But it's like the same movie. They split it into two.
I mean, you completely trashed the old It.
No, I didn't. I said Tim Curry gave a great performance.
That was it. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Even Tim Curry said that shit was trash. How it ended. He's like, yeah, the ending was terrible.
But as he said, this one as a standalone, he doesn't like, which is of his opinion. However, with the new one, what you was about to explain,
Yeah.
right?
So
Maybe I'll have a different opinion upon it if I was to watch the original one and then watch this one again.
I don't know if you could sit through the original one. If you could,
I
if you
can't
could be
sit
able
through
to
this one again. Damn near 3 goddamn hours.
That's how long the original is. So
It's just like in the Lord of the Rings. I gotta watch 9 hours for them to walk.
don't disrespect Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you get
You drop.
Watch your mouth.
Turn around.
Easy.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth and take it easy. So anyway, the point that I wanted to say was,
Could you sit through the Lord of the Rings again?
yes, I could. And I actually want us to, we're going to do a show. We're going to do a Lord of the Rings marathon. And we're going to come and talk about Lord of the Rings. And I want to do another one for the
And then I'll
Matrix.
be like,
But
yeah,
that's another show.
Blade Runner.
it was a bunch of stuff
Okay.
going on. Ugly mother effers.
All right, Blade
fighting
Runner. Blade
wizards
Runner.
and witches.
Blade Runner. We want to keep this
Wow.
quick. Blade Runner. Back on point. So my point to you is you cannot say, the initial.
Here's the whole thing. Can I say this? Because now we're on topic, but I'm gonna jump right back on. But with Lord of the Rings,
We're not talking about Lord of the
but
Rings.
Lord of the Rings, that
We're not-
movie didn't have to be that long. Why didn't they just jump on the back of the Eagles and fly there and drop the shit in the first place?
Why didn't
Why
Neo
have to-
just
why
like
have to
go
be-
directly
Man.
to
No,
like?
we are not
come
talking
on.
about
Now,
Blade
but
Runner
that made
right now.
sense in a way.
Blade Runner. So my point is,
You're not even
I'm not,
entertaining
no,
it?
I'm not even entertaining. So
Smart
in
man.
the original Blade Runner, the replicants had an expiration date, and the Blade Runners had to hunt them down. And Harrison Ford was a Blade Runner, but it was always
So that means he's a clone.
ambiguous as to whether he was a replicant or not. In the end, he
So how
quits
he get the job done?
and he leaves. No, because they
And how
were,
are
they
you
were
allowed to
hiring
quit?
humans. No, that's why he's on the run.
Okay.
Now,
But how do you get the job if you're not a replicant?
no, they hired humans to do it. Like his partner's a human. So, but anyway, the point is now what happened is after these replicants started waking up and wanting things and living past their expiration date,
Like a human being?
right? They
Hunted them down and killed them?
No. They shut down the whole project because yes, they were using them as slaves, and so they did, and they couldn't be trusted, right? Because they were killing humans. So,
But here's the whole
so
thing
hold
with
on.
that, because
Here's the
this
thing.
would never happen because robots.
They are robots.
They're
That's
not robots. They bleed.
They're soft robots. They're robots. They died after 4 years, and now
Do they have bones in them?
okay,
And organs?
that's just another way of making robots, right?
How?
They're synthetic.
He would
So-
absolutely get locked in that box in Ex Machina.
Yes.
Yeah, he would be locked up.
Yes.
He would get
So,
caught up.
but
there.
again, long story short,
Another movie I haven't seen.
long story short, so the Tyrell Corporation went bankrupt, and this new
Wrap
guy,
it up,
Jared Leto,
Yeah.
bought the assets and made new replicants that now know they don't die, but they have no choice but to obey. And
Yeah.
this is why you can't say he was killing his own kind, because that was his job and he could only obey. That's what
So
that
how did
was.
he snap out of
That
that?
was his programming, because they
'Cause his
wake
pro-
up.
Oh,
So
They
this
just
is what I mean,
become
right?
self-aware.
Yeah, they are robots though. There's
So he became
software in there.
self-aware.
They're robots. Okay,
yeah, it was still dumb.
all right. Now, Mr. Woods, we know what you didn't like about it,
But
LeVar.
wrap it up, B.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Woods, what did you not like about this film? Aside from how long it was.
Believe it or not, I felt like they left some things on the table.
They left shit on the table. All right.
I felt that something was missing.
Okay.
I felt that Jared Leto should have got killed.
So you know,
I like
the-
that. Would've
Leave that for the
satisfied me
sequel,
more.
buddy.
Well,
What sequel? Harrison Ford. There's gonna be a new Blade Runner. A new because. Oh, you said we don't know if he died. Yes, he died.
We don't know if he died.
Yeah, he died.
the I think that the director was doing more
Denis
to
Villeneuve.
I felt that he had this obsession in getting these set pieces in more so than making sure that the story is tightly wound.
You don't think the story was tightly wound?
Well, I think that in a sense that everything was there, right?
I think I think everything they brought up came around, and we didn't.
You don't feel that even though he was saying, okay, here's Decker in relation to Kay, but some of the characters that were there didn't have at least enough dialogue or enough for you to understand their purpose within the context of the story.
I don't know, like who?
What is she? The lieutenant?
Oh, you mean the
She had got killed, like her hand got crushed and then
the
sliced.
malevolent.
Oh yeah,
cunt.
by the stomach or something like that.
Robin Wright.
Yes, from
House of
Oh, the
Cards.
Princess Bride.
and
Princess
everything
Princess
else,
Bride.
and she was in Wonder
Princess
Woman or
Bride.
something
Yes,
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, why
So-
did she die and everything?
That's what's written into her contract. But
Hey,
it's all good. She's a terrific actor.
He's like, yeah, you
But-
gonna catch this
she
L.
took that
could be in the movie,
glass
but you-
crust in her
Right
hand
in her
like
hand.
a champ.
She did. But you don't
She
think
didn't
that
even
the
flinch. I was
director didn't
wincing.
say something
I
like
went it's like, oh,
they could have
damn,
done
that
more
hurt.
to say, okay, what is the relationship between Kay and her?
No,
aside from her,
I don't
aside
think you
from
need to spell
him
everything
just
out
being
like that.
her subordinate.
No, but
Yeah, I'm like, why is she catching this L for him? She's like, yo, I'm gonna let you rock.
yeah, but some
It's like, they
things don't
coming
need
kill
to
you.
be said, right? We don't need everything
Yeah, I don't need
spelled
everything
out.
spelled out,
But
but
I
you don't think that there was-
I
could have been
I
more
think we
there.
got enough. I think
Because
we.
before she was there ready to kill him before that, like when they was there asking him or whatever. But then it's just like, you know what? Okay, you good, but I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna keep him off your back. But why? Why
She
now all of a
wasn't gonna
sudden?
kill him.
Before she had talked to him like she would.
No, she was saying, you know what happens if I finish that sentence? Because if she finishes that sentence, then
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, he's done.
He's done.
So, but again, that is just kind of letting her know who, like, that's just like, okay, I gave you an order. She's playing around with him, but she has some feelings for him.
Yeah,
That's the
there
thing.
was
Is like, do
that
you want me
was
to
there,
finish my
right?
drink?
Finish
right?
that drink so they
Yeah.
could do something, right?
Yeah.
But do you think when she
wanted
had made
to use
that
him as a sex bot.
when they had that conversation and she said she told him about that they'll be on you in about 48 hours
Yeah.
or something like that,
And you better get back to your baseline.
she knew exactly what he was saying, right? That like I'm the person. Do you think that
No.
was there? That
How
dialogue was there?
sad-
No, I think she believed him when she said that he killed.
That he
on
killed the
random.
boy?
Yeah.
Another point. But how sad is it that he's in love with a damn computer program? And even when he was gonna get real
He's a
grown
computer program.
up, no, but I'm talking about like a hologram.
Right.
That you can't even
that's
touch.
that's to illustrate the frivolousness of his existence.
Right.
And
But why
him-
not have sex with a female?
Because there's a disconnect. He has no feelings.
If he has no feelings, how is he in love with that thing? A hologram.
Because
if he has no feelings,
it's all like
if there's other synthetics out there, and there's the prostitute who he had sex with or whatever, who his hologram merged with. He's like, I seen you looking at her before or whatever. But why not want to touch something, but you're in love with a hologram?
Because the hologram
he
wanted to
felt
give him
like
something
the
real.
hologram understood him.
That's sad and pathetic.
But that's the point of his existence is sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Him realizing he has the hope. This is what the whole film was trying to say.
It's like-
He had the hope that
That he was the one, and
I'm
it was
a
like,
real boy, that
"Aw,
I'm Pinocchio.
You thought you was a real boy. Oh,
Right?
That's so
And then-
cute.
And then this is how
We all
sad his
think
life
that.
is. And then you see the AI that he thought he was special just does that for everybody.
Yeah.
He thought that she gave him a name. No. I'm glad you like our product.
Yeah, it
And
says
that's
Joe.
why she stomped on it, to show him, not because she was being an asshole, but
That
to
it's
show
nothing.
him that
It's
it's
not
not,
even real.
even real. This is like you falling in love with Siri.
Yeah.
because it tells you in the ad, I tell you what you want to hear,
Exactly.
whatever you want
And
to
he
believe.
wanted to feel special.
Yeah.
But that's the point. He was never special. And he went to go save Harrison Ford just to prove to himself that he was special.
But the other synthetic chick who cut out her own eye told him to kill Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Because she was like, he's going to give us up.
Yeah, but that would ruin the whole thing because they're raising an army, and that's why you can have a sequel.
Yeah. But I was just like, good that he didn't listen to them. Because I was just like, anyhow, he go try to kill. I was just like, I hate him more now. But he still didn't redeem himself.
By the way, I was up in the air about like
when he choked that broad out.
No, when
that
he
thundering, malevolent.
okay, easy
C-word.
buddy, easy buddy. I was definitely up in the air about whether he was gonna like kill Harrison Ford. Like who did he come there to kill? You know what I'm saying?
You thought he was gonna kill Harrison Ford?
When he started,
Decker?
I thought he would have tried.
when he was shooting up the thing?
Yeah.
No, I knew he wasn't trying to kill Harrison Ford. I
Okay.
knew from rip he wasn't going to kill.
All right.
Because I was like, that don't make no sense. Why would he try to kill Harrison Ford now?
Okay, so
Because he's the connecting piece, the memories.
Yeah, but I didn't think
All right.
for a minute or even a
let's
second that he was gonna
let's
try.
bring this thing home. By the way, things I didn't like was just that I
The
think the
length.
movie could have been 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think that the as much as I love every meticulous shot in this thing, it did feel like
was
Roger
a
Deakins
chore.
was smelling his own farts.
There was a
little bit.
lot of
He
attention
was just
to
showing
detail.
off like how nice I am. Like, okay, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is
Visuals.
you give me unlimited budget, I'm gonna give you some shots, baby.
Those shots was dope, but you don't think that took away from
I
the
don't think so.
storytelling?
No, I don't think that it did. I think
There was like maybe
I think they
or
sold
4.
all of the threads that they let out,
There were, because we saw it in 3D, but there were maybe 3 or 4
which is
scenes.
pointless. Don't see it in
There was
3D.
like 3 or 4 scenes where it was actually in 3D, where you saw snow, where you saw some flickering of like sparks, or you saw the leaf,
I
and
kept
a
taking
bug.
the
a
glasses
leafy
off
bug.
in the
I
movie.
was
to
just like,
see-
it's not even on right now.
yeah, it's crazy. Okay,
I was
final
just like-
thoughts. Final thoughts. Let's
Okay,
bring this
final
thing home.
thoughts. Trash. That's my final thought. Next.
Wow. All right, Mr. Woods.
Yeah, so it was a visual masterpiece.
But it wasn't very entertaining.
No, it was entertaining, but I felt that within the movie, in the context of the movie, as I said, and you know, you disagreed that although the shots were meticulous, the story was being told how it was supposed to be told, and I disagree because even though there was so much attention to detail, it was just that the dialogue felt very lifeless, and the acting
Yeah.
in itself.
But that was the point. They were
And the
all
score,
robots.
they're robots, yeah, and the score, but trying to
Everybody
make things
was a robot?
intensive. I mean, more intense.
Was
That's
Decker
terrible
a
score.
robot? Was
Was he?
the lieutenant a robot? All the acting from each character
Was robotic.
was overtly robotic though. Even the Nexus 6, they weren't that robotic.
The people that had the most.
And I don't want to jump back on like, oh man, the old one, but I don't.
Nah, but they kept
in the context
adding-
of just this film,
They kept.
you didn't feel like the dialogue was.
I
Just
felt like it
kinda-
was done that way purposefully. Everything
don't make it
in this
good.
film felt like it was done purposefully.
Of course,
right?
Everything
They
is
were
always done on purpose.
speaking robotically because they were robots, because this world is cold.
Right.
Because,
So there was a lack of emotion,
right,
purposely.
because the synthetics are more human than the humans. They even said that part.
Right. Yeah, they did say that.
So this kind of outlines how cold human beings have become.
Okay.
Right.
Because this is post the blackout or something like that.
Right.
30 years into the
Right.
future.
Right. And by
It's
the
very
way,
dystopian.
by the way, humankind is on different planets at this stage,
point, right.
right? So Earth is this hellhole, but we don't know what the other planets look like.
Right.
Now,
Oh, and let me just say this one other thing, and then you'll put your final thoughts in. And so also what I thought is what lacked in the film is that we're going to see a sequel. We're going to see possibly a third, a trilogy, right? Everybody is always doing the trilogies and they're thinking big picture. And you have to. You got to think about the money that you're trying to make. You got to think about where you're trying to go. You can't just live vicariously or just live right in the moment. Pepsi ad stuff, right? But
I mean, I think we may not see a sequel, but please, go ahead.
okay, well, that's sad too, in a sense. But so again, as you've said, you've disagreed with me. But for me, I think in not treating this film as this is your only film and you
I
want
think
to
that
get,
they did treat it that way.
I don't think so. I think that they were thinking ahead.
Do you think that they treated the original Blade Runner as a single film?
Yes.
And why
It,
is this?
it got
Because
it got
another one
everything
didn't come
done
out for 30 years.
It got
That's
everything
why.
done in that film, and it left you in
No,
your seat in a dope way.
But they're driving.
there was so
off,
much more.
and they're on the run, and these people are after them. What about this?
But
what,
it's okay.
What
It's
thread,
left to
what
your
thread is not-
imagination.
but what thread is not tied? Why do you say this felt like it was there? It's set up.
What's
for
up with
another
Jared
part?
Leto's character? He's
What's
talking.
up? What's
he's
up with
talking,
Tyrell?
He's talking about that.
Oh,
We're
well,
gonna
they
bring
did.
something in. I mean, no, we're gonna free the minds and all this other stuff because he's looking for this great war. But I mean, the chick got choked in the water, and that was it. That was,
That was so satisfying.
Okay.
I laughed.
no report back
Think
to
about how-
report back to corporate.
Think about how the
Nothing.
original one ended.
Yeah, but it was left to the imagination, right? It was left to the imagination.
So you're
as a-
okay with the first one saying we're not telling you it's left to the imagination. This one doesn't spell out everything for you. It's like, nah, they're trying to set up for a sequel. I don't understand what
Yeah,
you're saying.
exactly.
I don't
Because
No,
it's not even left to the imagination in a good way. It's almost, and I'm not one of those people that everything has to be spelled out for me. But
you sound like it right now.
nah, man, not at all. But I just think that how this film was going, you were thinking about the second and the third, and think about all this money you're gonna make instead of just really focusing in.
I
on what this film is
we
supposed to
don't
be.
know that they're making another one. This film, this ends with Deckard seeing his daughter, and that's all you need. They don't need to make another one. And they may not, because if you didn't look at this film, they did not try to make it a big summer blockbuster.
Okay.
Right?
They
They
made
put
it
this
trash.
thing out in October. These are artists that made these things, and I think it
It was
stands.
very artistic.
I think it stands by
Extremely
itself.
dope.
It's not about like, oh, we need to fucking sell toys. Right?
Right,
That's
right.
not why this film was made. So I don't think that. I think
A la
you have.
Tron.
I think you have to look at this
But
thing.
you say
for
that, but there's
what it
there's
is.
actually action figures at Toys R Us right now.
I'm sure there are.
It's
And
always
there
about the toys.
have been, but my point is,
Yeah.
the filmmakers that made this thing didn't do it for that, and I don't know that I think if it ends right here, it just ends right here, and that's it.
All right, so let me just ask this, and I'll leave it alone. Do you feel like this left you on a healthy cliffhanger, so to speak?
I think I have.
Like for better or worse, you were left on a healthy.
Yes,
I'm
And I think-
comfortable.
and I
with this
and coming to that with my final thoughts, because we want to bring this thing home. I'll say for my final thoughts, here are my questions, and I think they're good questions, and I think that they tied all their threads, but I think there are some things that are ambiguous. I don't know for sure, and I hope maybe I'm the first person putting this theory out there. I don't know that the person who makes the memories is actually Deckard's daughter. What if, and I'm just putting this out there. What if Deckard's daughter is the one who Kay killed? Jared Leto's assistant.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because she even said,
Ooh,
like,
the thundering.
the one you don't like.
Yeah.
Right, who got choked out in
Right.
the water.
So
What-
you liked her?
No, it's not about whether I liked
okay.
her. I'm just saying, what if she was his
Nah,
daughter?
possibly.
you're bugging. His daughter is this one because it just makes sense. Because that's the safest place she could be. She got her own world. You know, just to bring it, this show, my favorite show, Rick and Morty. If you watch the 9th episode, the ABCs of Beth, how he built her own world.
Sure.
You know, so she would be safe there.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept. You get the reference. You know?
Sure. So that's just my theory. Is like, is
That's
that
my
really
theory.
her daughter? And
Because also how she cried and she's like, yes, that's memory is real because it was her memory. Why else would she be crying? It was her memory.
it could be misdirection. I'm
Misdirection,
saying the
absolutely.
first
They
film did.
spelled it out for you.
I understand the first film did a lot of that for you too.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you say
So
that's ambiguous,
so
that's kind
and
of spelling it right
I
out.
don't know that Ryan Gosling is actually dead.
Even
so-
though he's stabbed and bleeding
I
to
don't think
death
he was dead.
on the staircase.
Yeah, he got stabbed and shot a
Yeah,
bunch of times.
a bunch of times
Harrison
he did
Ford
that.
shot him in the chest and he fell off a
Yeah,
balcony.
he got stabbed
and then he
he
got
was
up
just
and
there like, yeah.
jumped through a wall. So we
Nick,
don't
can I-
know that he's dead.
can I
He could
really-
just be taking a nap.
Can I put this in the ether because this will never be brought up again? I was thinking, which this is probably not it at all, but I was thinking that what if Deckard goes to see his daughter and the barrier comes down, this superficial barrier that she's sick and everything, and she kills Deckard because she needed his memories to unlock the rest of the synthetics, because that's what Jared Leto was after anyway. That's
be.
what I was thinking. That was big picture
These are
stuff that I
theories,
was
man. We
thinking.
gotta be the
Well,
first one to start these theories now,
Exactly.
because it's Blade Runner.
I thought it was this. Right.
Yeah, but
All right, so
Final thoughts.
Mr. Johnson,
I already told you my
you
final
told me your
thoughts like
final
3
thoughts,
times.
but you
It's
did not
trash.
give me a score.
Oh, a score of from what to what?
1 to 10, the same thing.
1-1.
Oh, okay. I give it I don't want to completely shit on it, right? So a 4, which is still terrible.
Wow. Okay. So, Mr. Woods,
Okay, a 5. I wouldn't pay to see it again,
Mr. Woods.
especially not in 3D.
Even though it sounded like I was doing a lot of complaining and stuff like that, and you were giving me some back
Fucking
and forth.
whining.
Oh, I'm whining. No, for me it was an 8. It was an 8.
Okay.
Man, lies.
Okay.
Solid 8. I enjoyed the film. I like it. I like that science
When
stuff.
I asked you your
Science
final
fiction.
thoughts in the theaters,
Hard
you were just like,
sci-fi.
you said, Now
Hard
it's an 8.
sci-fi. All right.
It's
Listen,
like,
listen. Okay. All right, everybody. I am gonna give this film
A 10.
a 9.2 because it was
Don't believe them, yo.
true to the
It's
original
trash.
Blade Runner. The cinematography was amazing. There was some misdirection there, and I think that there's some questions that are still left to be answered. And if they make another one, which I don't think that they have to or will,
Because it's trash.
it would be the war between the replicants and the humans because they're setting shit up, and it's gonna be lit.
But let me say this: if they do make another one, it better be better than this.
He wants explosions.
He
Yeah,
needs
I need
explosions, and he
explosions.
wants kung fu fights.
and more full frontal nudity.
Okay,
But really, seriously though,
No, that's the
Seriously.
seriously.
yeah, but seriously though, it wasn't that good. And people, I want
that's
you to
because
go out
it
there
was
and watch.
great.
I want you to go out there and watch the movie and then come back to the comments and tell me if it was trash or not. Or if you think it was almost a 10.
Speaking of coming back on the comments, tell them where they could come and find you so they can comment and harass you for disrespecting this beautiful film.
You can read the particulars right there. At the
In
bottom
case
of the
they're
screen.
listening to the audio version,
Follow
just
the
tell them.
bouncing
Disrespecting
ball.
this podcast.
But the dude abides on the Instagrams. That's the dude abides with a Z
All right,
for the
and
illiterate.
on
On the
if you want to
Facebook-
be mean in the tweets, you can find him at Marty McFly.
I don't tweet, bro. I don't tweet.
Spam them.
You can tweet
Tweeting
him.
gets you in trouble.
All right, Mr. Woods.
Yes, sir.
Where can these lovely gentlemen and ladies find you?
It's the ladies.
Hi-yo.
No. Why Woods, Why Not?
Why Woods, Why Not?
You hear that, ladies? Why not?
.com and Why Woods, Why Not on
Everywhere.
Instagram. Yeah.
You just type it in your browser.
Everywhere, and you
you'll
ain't never
find
there.
it.
Yep.
And me.
The host, the
by the way,
executive producer, the director,
The drunk uncle.
the guy with
Look
the
at the merch.
shirt.
the merch.
Look at the merch.
We're selling these. if
Shout
you
out
want
to
them
my
too.
guy Barry Love.
Look
Barry
at the
Love.
merch.
All right, so and we you can catch me at your favorite social network at Steve A.M. Johnson, and we will be back with more content, more shows, and we just came from Comic-Con today, and so we're gonna have a Comic-Con special coming up, and then we're gonna do a review for that Tom Cruise movie over the weekend. I know it came out last week, but you probably didn't see it. So thank you for watching. If you hung in this long, come say hi. Leave a
It
comment.
ran long again. Sorry
And-
about that, folks. We're trying to.
And thank you, man.
We'll get better at this.
We're doing this thing. And we are out.
Peace.